intriguingly, Simon, Matt and producer Katie Susie, who is in running the show today. I'm going to take you back 35 years to 1987 and Copenhagen and back to my Danish high school for the confession. I was unfortunate to be born in a wealthy enough family that could afford to send me to a boarding Catholic school. The school was located in the middle of a beautiful little estate in North Copenhagen. The estate was actually a convent owned and run by nuns, and the school itself was just part of the convent. The headmistress was Sister Nora. I've changed the...
Obviously.
Changed the name. It's not a very common name. Who was also the Mother Superior. She was a really tough and very stubborn lady in charge of everything that was going on the whole estate. I can safely say that she was the judge and the jury for everything. Most of the time, she was making our lives miserable. We were locked up there 24/7 with our lives completely in Sister Nora's hands. I was in my final year, 18 years old, says Vigo, and I couldn't wait to get out. The only joy we had were meal times, especially dinner time, when we were entitled to a dessert. One of these, a bar of chocolate, or a slice of cake, or a small packet of biscuits. There were no limitations on how much food we could take apart from the dessert. We'd get in line, pick our trays, take as much as we wanted of anything that was there. And at the end of the line there was a basket full of sweets, and right in front of the basket there was a note, written very clearly and in capital letters, put there by the Mother Superior herself. The note said, "Take only one. God is watching you."
Okay.
Wow.
One night, whilst everyone was sleeping, I made a new note using stencils to leave no opportunity for anyone to recognise my handwriting. The following day, just before dinner time, while nuns were busy filling the pots at the other end of the kitchen, I sneaked through the back door, crawled under those worktops to the point where the sweet basket was, snatched the original note and put the new one in. The new note said, "Take as many as you want. God is taking a day off." I crawled back out of the kitchen and calmly joined my class in the line for dinner. Didn't take long before the chaos started. All the nuns ran to the spot where the sign was, and in no time Mother Superior herself appeared. She stared at my note for quite a long time and then turned to one of the nuns and said, "Lose the chocolate." After dinner, we were told to get out to the playground. They put us all, every one of us, in a line, military style, with all the teachers and nuns in front of us. The Mother Superior stood firmly in front. As I was head boy, a secret that Vigo has only mentioned just now, and a trusted member of the school community, she called me to join her on the stage. Then she said, "This is an emergency assembly. One of you has just..."
Great Danish accent.
It's my Danish nuns. They all talk like this.
They're not all in Minder.
One of you has just committed an enormous sin. I do expect whoever did that to step out of line now. Otherwise, you'll all fear the dire consequences. Standing next to the judge and jury, I was scanning the line like I was expecting someone else to step out. She waited for a while and then turned to the other nuns. "Keep 'em in line." And then to me, she said, "Call me when this is sorted." And she was gone, wimple flapping in the breeze.
Yeah.
After an hour or so, she came back, stood in front of the line with her hands on her hips. "Well, so you decided to suffer together then, rather than hand in the culprit? Let it be. From now on, there will not be a single pudding served in the kitchen until one of you comes to my office and tells me who the sinner is. You can go to your rooms now." Well, initially I thought it would take a day, maybe two, or at the worst a week before she changes her mind and everything goes back to normal. But this is Sister Nora, the Mother Superior, the judge and the jury, the one who accepts only one way, and it has to be her way. Days had passed and still no desserts for dinners, and it stayed like that until the end of the school year.
Wow.
As the sin was committed in March, it meant all pupils, including the head boy, that was me, had no sweets for 4 months. I don't think my fellow pupils from the time will ever forgive me. The Mother Superior, if she's still around, definitely wouldn't. So my only hope is you guys and my fellow Greatest Hits radio listeners. Before you bring on the verdict, I'd like you to consider the following, as I think it has a bearing on the case. Although it wasn't my original intention, I still think I should be considered as a great contributor to the Healthy School Dinners campaign, just like Jamie Oliver.
Okay.
Looking back, I can safely say that I actually was a pioneer of the campaign, the one who started it all, because you don't need all those unhealthy puddings. Definitely. Anyway, move aside, Jamie says Vigo from Copenhagen for tonight's Danish, top Danish confession. Sister Katie, Susie.
Yeah, I think I have to side with my fellow sister here. I feel like I've got to stick with Nora. And at the end of the day, she was limiting the dessert for a reason so that everybody could get some. As chaos descended, not everyone got some chocolate. So I think it was only fair. She was trying to split it amongst everyone. And you did have an opportunity maybe to just pop to her office and own up. But you decided not to, Vigo, so you are not forgiven.
It's a scary kind of Ray Winston, Mother Superior.
It was, yeah.
Brother,
really
brother from another
manifested itself. Lose the chocolate. I love this one. A perfect crime, I would say. Perfect crime. Because not only do you do the crime, but then you are brought up on stage to be one of those saying yes, and who is going to come forward to admit to the crime that I did? And does that ever work, saying, come on, you lot, one of you needs to admit to it, or you're all going to suffer? Never works.
Never works.
Blows up in your face, Sister Nora and Ray Winston, so I am going to forgive.